Alright, so welcome to my commentary for my sixth episode. Thank you, as always, for listening. Okay, this episode was really fun to make. First things first, I guess. That opening that you just watched was kind of thrown in at the end because I had the episode all put together and it came in at just about 350 or so. And I like kind of having a cold opening, and I also like having my episodes be 4 minutes. So I decided to put that in. Not my strongest opening, possibly, but you know, it was good. And if you were wondering, the Arrested Development star that I met was Judy Greer, who played Kitty, and the Simpsons executive producer that I met was a woman named Denise Surcott, who was very, very nice. So thank you, Denise. Now, this episode, like I said, was a lot of fun to make. First off, it was the very first episode that I actually genuinely scripted. You may think, well, that's not true, Eric. What about the episode where you had the pitch session? Well, that episode was not, in fact, scripted. I just talked, you know, did the pitch, essentially, and then just kind of found places where I can find, where it might make sense for the two people to interject and say different things or respond or react, and just kind of threw them in afterwards. This one, though, I actually scripted, allowing, you know, information to get out and also, hopefully, entertainment to get out. Another thing that I wanted to talk about was all these parts where I'm by the mailbox. I'm actually outside, obviously, and since I, you know, don't have a budget or anything, I wasn't blocking off the street, so oftentimes there were people walking by, bikes going by, things like that. And here's the really, really cool thing about LA. Here's a random guy, you know, here's a girl, here's a guy, here's a you know, a TV dinner tray set up with a computer, with a webcam on it, and here's a guy talking, and nobody who walked by, and I would say 10 to 15 people throughout the duration of it walked by. Not a single person even batted an eye. Not a single person looked at me strangely, looked at any of the setup, mentioned anything, even missed a step. And so that's LA. Good for you. Now, getting back to scripting it a bit, the reason that I decided to do that this time was, like I said, to get entertainment out and also information out. And there's this thing. There was this book that I read. I can't remember the name of it right now, but it gave us a script writing tip called Pope in the Pool. And what it is basically, I won't get into too many details, but basically it's getting information out without the viewer realizing that information is being told. And obviously I'm not entirely successful, and nobody really is, because you're aware when you're getting information. But the point is to be entertained while being informed, so that the information, so that after you're done watching, you're like, oh wow, now I know all of these things, and you're not really too, like, entirely clear about why it is that you know those things, because the whole time you were like, oh, well, this is good fun. So that's what I kind of try to do in these episodes. The very last thing that I'll mention is in just a second, you're about to see a little flip to the very last bit of this episode. I really like that little flip. It's the first time that I've ever used it. It basically, as far as I'm concerned, is a great way to show that, yes, the episode is over. Here is the tag. It exists in a slightly different time and place from the rest of the episode, but it is still connected. See, there's the flip right there. And I think it's just a really nice transition that gets us out of the bulk of the episode and into this little bit at the end. And I was just really quite pleased with that. As always, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.